Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me. And I've been really excited about about this next guest. As you know, he is a relatively new YouTuber and has just started putting out YouTube videos on a number of subjects. Let me introduce him. So this is Celtic Iron.
God bless America. Hello. Yes, thank you very much for that lovely introduction there, Colonel. I am, of course, you may recognize me from the show Selling Sunset. I am the realtor that sold the leader of the BLM movement her 3 homes in Calabasas. That's me. I take full responsibility and credit for that. Thank you for the introduction, and I'm glad to be here for everyone. And let's rock and roll and have a good time with these audio tapes. God bless America.
Great. Well, so you go by Celtic Iron, right? But if someone were interested in looking up your work, what for our audience, for those who are interested, what names would they need to look up?
Bradley King, Bradley Brennan, and I did a few as Johnny Depp, and I did a few as Nick 9+. But that was only for short, all right? Because I thought the plus part was just a bit of false advertisement, all right? You know what I mean? I'm all about authenticity around here, right?
Oh my gosh! Wait, Johnny Depp? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. But John Hay, like hay, as in like a Bela Hay, or like Hay, like Hay, John Hay Depp. Yeah, I thought it was real cute. The agencies always they all have their different thing, and this one agency was like, oh no, we like ripping off famous people's names, so think of something there. So that was that one. And other agencies want you to have your last name and your first name to be the same, so B and B. That's where the Bradley Brennan thing came from. And then so whatever.
Interesting. I love that. So, but most of your movies were not under the John Hay Depp name, huh?
No, okay. I think that was mostly just for one contract.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's just actually jump into this. So, I wanted to give the audience a little context. I know that a lot of you in our audience probably have heard these. So, we're going to be listening to some excerpts from one of the audio tapes that leaked out. And this is a conversation between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard while they were still married. And at this point, they were still their marriage. They were having problems. They were not married very long, basically a year. But they were having problems, and so they would record their conversations.
They were having enough problems that they were having to record the fucking conversations. Hey, Jesus Christ! Christ.
The thing that this is like such a classic when you're dealing with people who have personality disorders, particularly certain kinds, is that they don't remember conversations correctly. And so apparently this was such a problem for Amber that they decided they would start recording the conversations as if they were ever going to go back and listen to the conversations and adjudicate who really said what. But anyway, so this is one of those, and we're just gonna listen to it.
Gone in the relationship because you keep splitting.
I'm not gonna be in a physical fucking altercation with you.
Then don't.
You fucking hit me last night. You fucking.
What about all the other times you split?
Stop immediately. Stop. He's saying. I thought she's giving out to him about splitting, and then he's like, yeah, because there can't be any physical violence, So I leave, and then immediately she changes it to, but what about all the other times? What? You know what I mean? It's just fucking farcical straight away.
That's right. I just don't know how there are any Amber Heard defenders, because it's just we're already just a little over a minute into the tape, and she's already saying that he runs away all the time. So how can he be some kind of aggressive, monster or something if that's his issue? He's running away. It's a strange way of being a monster, is to constantly run away. All right.
Maybe that's what the torture is that he would slap her and then like a child run away and hide. Maybe. We do have to keep these options open,
It's a strange sadistic MO that he's got going on there, right?
do it like at the very beginning of fights these days. And if you split and you go into a different room and you don't actually leave that house, it does nothing but perpetuate the fight.
Pause.
Really, when you split on me?
So that's already, she has him on the back foot of like, if you split and you go into a different room, that doesn't calm things down. That's her saying clearly what it is for her. For her, she feels like that perpetuates the fight because I imagine in her narcissistic, toxic, borderline personality mind, she has it as like, oh, if he's in the house, I should still be able to control him. So if he's on the property or in the house, but he's locked away in a room, I can't control him. And that just makes her go fucking insane. So her, what I'm hearing her real point there is that like, if you're going to split and fucking leave so I can get some other dick over here to fuck me, okay? Or fucking stay here and let me beat the shit out of you. One of the two things has to happen because right now, no matter what you say, all I'm hearing is how you're fucking me over right now, you know? They're the filters that she has on us. How can I be a victim right now, okay?
What about all the other times you split? Come on, you cannot act like that. It's about that. It's not.
Well, on a plane, I can't split.
No, and you hit back. So don't act like you don't fucking participate.
I pushed you.
Oh, you little bitch. That fucking, so straight away there what she's saying, like, you can't act that that's not about that. Immediately, it's I already said earlier on that that's deflecting away with this accusation. And then she goes, he says, well, I when we're on an airplane, I can't fucking leave, you know? Apparently she used to threaten to fucking kill everybody by opening up the doors in the plane. That's really unpleasant to hear. Like, Jesus Christ, what a fucking weapon.
Okay, let's listen to more of it.
You and I both know that you split when there is no physical violence involved. And that you do it like at the very beginning of fights these days. And if you split and you go into a different room and you don't actually leave that house, it does nothing but perpetuate the fight. Really, when you split on me, how do you feel when I leave you?
When I split, when I go into the other room, you said.
It's like, that's the way that she interprets it too, is like that he splits when he's like literally not in the room with her. I mean, I just imagine someone so controlling and clingy and abusive, whatever, that you can't. Have you ever dated somebody like that? You can't.
Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? No, really? This is Hollywood, girl. Are you kidding me?
It would be a lot. It would be a lot to listen to. I've never dated someone with this particular set of problems, but I have known people like this. Yeah, and it's not. After a while, like it just becomes like mind numbing, and I think mind
numbing, spirit crushing. I mean, hey, I have let women do that to me before, and I can guarantee I'll let more do it again. All right, it is what it is. You just don't marry the trash, okay? For Christ. Johnny Depp marrying trash. The thing about it is, to me, she sounds like she smells. Like she sounds like she smells bad, you know?
What does that mean? You mean like literally you think she smells, Amber Heard smells bad?
I listen. I've listened to a lot of different women, all right? Yeah. And I've been fortunate enough to smelt a lot of women. And just by listening to her voice and the way she is, to me, I hear that she smells bad. Like she's a sweaty individual, you know? She, like, when she'd walk by, it would just, you'd think to yourself, secretions, you know? Just there's a moist, damp rot going on, you know? Maybe that's all her problem is. Maybe her pH has been off for the last 7 years.
Yeah, like a fish market, like a flappy fish.
I mean, getting another room at a hotel is just the same thing.
No, it's not.
When did I get another room at a hotel?
You text Steven or Nathan in Toronto to get you another room.
I love the way.
It's chronic. Yeah.
I love the way she has to remind them of the details of it. She's giving out to him about some, and if you fucking do that again, that's the same thing as doing fucking that over there. All right, so fucking, what have you got to say about that, cowboy? And he's like, wait, what are you talking about? What now? Like he's not even into it. Like, and it's like, what do you mean? And then she has to remind him of the story, and it's like, this broad is a nag, you know? If she was a horse, you'd take her outside and you'd shed a tear and then you know? What a nagging, you know. Like I love the pictures on the Instagram and the social media where they compare her to Mr. Ed. There's this like one photo where her face is all twisted and they compare her to Mr. Ed, the talking horse.
It happens all the time. And if you do it to go into another room, you do it and you get dressed.
You were fucking screaming at me.
I'm not going to validate my...
Oh my God, pause.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine being in that fucking room? I've been like, when you have them caught dead to rights, I love the way I can picture the body language and just where they were all standing and sitting. The way he fucking said, and if you do that and you go into another room, that's the same as that. And his comeback is, you were screaming at me, all right? You know? And brief pause, which is well practiced, this one, all right? She's a bit of a fucking Texas stallion. Immediately, doesn't miss a beat. There is a beat, but she gets it and immediately and continues. You know what I mean? With the fucking, I'm not going to what did she say? Validate?
Yeah, what I did last night. Validate what I did last night.
Like, what all right? I'm not even going to respond to what you just said. All right? Like, the amount of times in this relationship, Johnny Depp could have just been like, oh, okay, no, you did. That's weird. I'm out. You know, the man's like, I'm out. You know, like at that point right there, I'd have been like, no, hang on. If we don't talk about this, everything to do with you and me comes to a halt right now. Okay. You know, those Louis Vuitton bags, the guys carrying the Louis Vuitton bags for you to the private plane. That's all over, honey. You're back with your old bags, your Herschels. All right. Getting your own Uber to the airport, sitting on your own goddamn flight. Okay. Fuck you. Anyway, God bless America. This is for Johnny Depp.
Your Herschels. Oh no. That was funny. Let's see. That's good stuff there.
So
I did not start screaming until you had fucking said all the shit. You poke an animal enough, it is eventually, doesn't matter how friendly it is.
Excited.
So I have not done this to you. I have not.
I love the way she says there just about the poking an animal, like on some level, almost like she realizes that she is this kind of like wild, crazed animal. Like it's not really a very flattering, that's not, comparing yourself to some wild animal is not a very flattering comparison. What were you going to say though?
No, I was going to say, well, I like that. I think it's more of a subtle, not so subtle intimidation. It'd be like if I was saying, it's like, shit, man, accidents happen, bro. You know, you know, people die in car crashes every day of the week. You know, it's just like, why are you saying that to me? It's just something to keep in mind, bro. You know,
Right.
The way she's saying, you know, when you poke an animal, it's like letting him know, hey, bro, you're fucking poking me. You keep going down this road. And then she says, you keep poking an animal's eventually going to lash out, you know? So it's like, oh, you want to keep going like this, bro? I'm getting geared up. Because before you stopped it, I said, oh, she's getting excited now. Oh, she's getting geared up, you know? And that's where she took it then. And it gets more exciting, I believe. Does it?
Yeah.
Sounds like it's about to get a lot more exciting. Oh my goodness. He should have kicked the shit out of her, shouldn't he? Come on. He should have. One fucking one. You fucking
I have not started the fight by saying I'm going to get another room. And I'm not going to sit here and fight about fucking Toronto anymore. Guess what? I let it go. I'm not fucking talking about Toronto.
Oh, she's not talking about Toronto.
Whisper it. I can write it. Guess what? I'm not saying another fucking word about Toronto. I'm so
Officer.
Fighting about old fights. This is not about a fight. This is broad.
She's just so annoying too. Like that sort of like, you know, I love how Johnny Depp called her. What did he call her? Some kind of like lecturing lesbian camp counselor. And like, she does have that like annoying, like nagging, like lecturing you.
No, it's all these fucking SJW bleeding, you know, lunatics out here, man. You know what I mean? It's the colleges ruin them. They get them in high school, but unless you're an athlete or unless you have an instrument in your hand, you're just you're so susceptible to outside influence of just these menial causes that just brainwash these youngsters, you know? And unfortunately, when it comes to having an instrument in your hand or a fucking ball or racket or whatever sport your team are on, it's usually kids that have more money. So not a lot of people actually have a lot of money, but in America, most people have more money. But on the whole in America, a lot of people are dumb, okay? And they're just like, yeah, the greatest quality of life is here in America, but there's still this like vacuum of like the masses just being fed, shoveled shit, you know, and they don't know any better. So for her, that's just like, it still baffles me how she made it anywhere, particularly with like the way she treats people. That's why I suspect it's all come from low end hooking, you know, and leveraging people. You know what I mean? What's the oldest games in the book, man? Hooking and using those hooking exploits to then leverage more fucking ways in life for yourself. You know, that's what Epstein and all them was doing.
Thank you for clarifying that for us. That is important.
God bless you. It is important. All right, American freedom.
Mm-hmm. Very much. Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
This is a broad thing, and if I'm telling you, every single time you get dressed and you fucking split the top of a fight, you never fucking try and work it out. You never fight for me. You never come to me. You never self-calm. You never self-soothe. You're never the one to throw the olive branch. I'm sick and tired of it. It needs to fucking change. And you can go, I can't meet those demands. I can't do it. Or you can fucking promise me so I have a modicum of safety. I feel a modicum of respect. A little.
She loves throwing those semi.
Oh, she loves it. She loves it.
Modicum is necessary to say that. I mean, I know, but anyway.
No, do you want to talking a lot about him? You never do it. You never do that. It's just like, don't look at what I do. Don't look what I do. Don't look what I do. Don't look what I do. You know, and like just, God, it's exhausting. I'm glad I had a coffee, okay, but I'm confident that I'm still going to get to sleep early tonight because this is already exhausting. Like to be that poor fella and having to listen to it. You know what I mean? And she smelled bad as well. She must have, I mean, like, what the fuck? You know, what a lunatic of a human being. You know what I mean? Just, she's nuts, like proper nuts. Like, I've known some crazies, all right? Whether they be actresses, porn stars, models, or just some really crazy, rich Jewish girls from Beverly Hills, okay? And don't even get me fucking started on the Koreans, okay? Or the Chinese, all right? Japanese are quite nice, but there's just different perceptions of reality for this whole globe that we're sitting on. But across the spectrum, this broad, fucking marbles are loose. Okay, that's fucking insane. Holy mother of God, she's on like Adderall. She's got to be on all the cocaine. Okay, not necessarily cocaine, because it would show. But like, and when I'm listening to that, I'm like, this girl's medicated. This, like, anytime girls are popping off out here and they get on that roll, it's like, oh, they've got a bit of brain. They're feral. You know, they've been bitten. You know, there's something going on that's chemically imbalanced. So I'm like, there's a bit of brainwashing from their education and their parents or whatever, but also there's the pharmaceuticals, okay? There is all the Adderall and whatever fucking drugs are in there. Okay, I rambled off there, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's all good stuff. Yeah. Well, what is it that she said in that in the audio after the Australia incident? And she said, I wasn't doing coke. All I've been doing was, and then what did she like listed like what 4 or 5 different things she was doing. It was Adderall, shrooms, it was MDMA, and then
Xanax
maybe. Yeah, that's all I've been doing. Okay.
Little tiny shit sliver of fucking, like, you are in this whether it is good or bad, down and up, lows and highs, tough and easy.
You got the tapes. Let me hear them. Send me the fucking recording.
Oh, I love the way I love the way he doesn't even respond to it. I love the way that whole thing, he just let her blow. I love this guy so much. Oh my God, because like this is why in my mind he was just trying to get laid. He was trying to de-escalate and he was trying to get his wick wet, man. Because in like, just from my own experience, I feel like in situations like that, when you're not even engaging in it, you don't care. You have a different focus. Okay. So in my mind, I imagine he hasn't seen her in a little while and this is what she's throwing out there. He's just letting her blow out the lines, you know, while not giving up too much ground. But he did that last 90 seconds, he's just letting her blow out the lines. It's like, okay, babe, you know what? I have this ace in the hole. What? Just send me the tapes. Send me the tapes. Let's end all this nonsense. Send me the tapes. Send me the tapes. You know? Oh God.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody ever actually listened to these tapes before they became a legal asset, because it's just kind of weird to imagine that Johnny and Amber would actually go back and listen to them, but maybe they did. It's hard to imagine Amber would actually ever like admit that if she had lied about something or fucked up something. Okay.
No, I mean, yeah. Christ. We'll see.
It's very relaxing though, watching you smoking. You should do an ASMR video. There are ASMR videos of people smoking in very like soothing ways. You really do have a great Patrick Bateman vibe going there, though. You seriously do. You just get some.
Send me money. I need new shirts and socks. Thank you. Trying to feed me babies. My children need wine. All right, for Christ.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's continue. All right.
I don't know how else to say I will to you. I haven't, because we have not been well. We have not been good. When I fucking move out, if I move out, then you'll have them, and you can fucking relish them. You won't fucking like it.
She always has to be so nasty too. Like everything, like she's like, oh yeah, you just relish your tapes. You know, everything is like always just like vulgar and nasty and just mean. And I don't know, but whatever.
I know. I've always thought it was funny. Like, I mean, this is what it is. It's the truth. It's what happened. So, like, I was jogging earlier on in Beverly Hills, and I was jogging up this one street. It's called Alta Loma, and it leads up to the back of them Hadid's father's home. And at the base of the street, when I'm pulling off Doheny and going up north, there was a used tampon on the ground, you know, and I was like, oh, that is just horrific looking, you know. And the craziest thing was there was a black Ferrari, like right there. And like I looked, like I seen it, and I was like, oh my god! And I looked at the Ferrari, I was like, hang on a second, is that from the Ferrari? And I was like, man, there are some rotten whores in this world. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what the fashion is, what the material shit is. It's in here, man. Like, that girl's rotten to the core. So right. In my own, that was just like today, but in my own experience of like, I've never been like, I've always been surprised at how like, not tomboyish isn't the word, because like men like kind of like clean up after themselves, you know, but like women of these etiquettes, and like you'd be surprised what kind of people, all right, it doesn't matter, man or woman, are just animals. All right, and they just like behind closed doors, they act animal like, and they talk verbal like. When you said there the way she always goes nasty and always goes vulgar, that's what it is to me. It's abrasive, and it's vulgarity in such an abrasive manner that it's like, oh my God. You know, like I could imagine my mother or my grandmother hearing that and just grabbing their chest going, oh, Jesus Christ. Like you feel pain for humanity, knowing that there's an individual out there like that.
Yeah, that's a really great point. I think that, I think that we definitely like, we're seeing when she's on these tapes with him and she's acting this way, this nasty way, and we're seeing like just a complete absence of like of class there. And I guess what you're saying is right. Like it doesn't, even people who have a lot of money, like there's a lot of people who are just, like you said, like living like animals. That's well put. Okay, we'll keep going.
You hear, won't make you happy. You hear what I'm telling you. That was after Toronto.
Yeah, that's when we came back here.
I know where we were.
Toronto, Boston, here.
I know where we were. We've been on the road basically since Australia, and I have been at your side, and I have not been filming the movie.
Well, we were on our honeymoon. I hope you were at my side.
I'm not talking about.
I just want to say, by the grace of God, her benevolence. You know what I mean? Like just like she's been by his side. You know, like I mean.
Like she's really been suffering, going, flitting around, getting 5-star treatment and, private jets. And the way that we know that Johnny Depp, lives a very opulent lifestyle is really torture. And for her friends too. The picture that I really hate, and I'm going to find it and post it here. I really hate it. I think about it sometimes, actually, for no reason. I'll just think about it. Is the picture when Depp and Amber Heard got married. Io Till It Right posted a picture of himself on their yacht, I guess on Johnny's yacht, I guess in the Bahamas, or I don't know where they were, but on this yacht, and just like basically like loving this like this lifestyle, and it's just
opulence, loving that opulent lifestyle.
So gross. Anyway, and then to turn around and treat him like this sucks. I was just thinking about what you were saying earlier about the striptease. I was trying to remember what that was about. What was that in relation to? What were you talking about with striptease?
No idea.
All right, so I'm going to play some more of this. I have some coffee. I'm going to grab some coffee.
Right.
I'm going to play. This is great, though. It was great so far.
Was it all the honeymoon? No. I have been at your side throughout it all. You said, why did you come to Rio? And I answered you.
Because she was getting fucked by Elon. She was fucking... Elon was practicing his MMA moves with an elbow on the back of her neck while he had that belly, you know, resting on the top of her arse. And he had the elbow there on her neck and the belly just pushing. Just, you know.
For our viewers who haven't listened to you talk a bit about Elon, and you talked about him just a bit in one of your videos. Why don't you say a little bit, tell our viewers a little bit about what you think is going on with Amber and Elon and how he got into that situation.
I'm saying, like, from Elon Musk's point of view, like, I imagine regardless of how many times he'd thrown her a rough one, you know what I mean? Like, I imagine she gives a ferocious. So what I would imagine is if Elon, I imagine I've heard first, puts on what could only be described as a formidable show. They can't make it look too easy, you know what I mean? But he, I imagine, like, yeah, if you fucking had just gone a couple of rounds with a young, even if it was just the first time, and you'd gone a few rounds with her, and yeah, imagine if she was sitting on the edge of that bed, crying her fucking eyes out, man, boo-hooing about, like, you heard the way she talks to Johnny Depp when she wants to be nice and when she wants to be a lunatic. So, and I imagine after that had taken place over several hours, she was probably very upset, you know, about her legal issues and, you know, being a somewhat cordial gentleman, you know, after, you know, getting thrown around. It's not a big deal for him to be like, hey, come on, do you think guys like Elon Musk don't get 100 grand hookers? All right. There are women out there that get escorts, okay, high-end escorts that get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for mere hours of their time to perform, okay? And that's just the reality of life. I'm sorry. I know people, like, before I moved to LA, I thought, oh, $1,000 a night escort, that sounds unimaginable. Dude, there's girls that can get, all right? Yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars for 90 minutes at a time, you know, 4 hours at a time, whatever slot you fucking want to cut up to. If you got the money, there'll be a deal made, by God. But you're paying for the quality, you know, you're paying for talent. So I imagine with Elon Musk, like, he must have been impressed with the talent that Amber Heard displayed. For sure. I mean, I have had the blessing of interacting with several ladies from Texas. Oh, fuck. I mean, if you want me to tell you some shit about my experience from Texas, I mean, just the girls there. I think it's because there's so much football. There's also so many cheerleaders. Yes.
Do tell.
Yeah, there's just, I think it's because there's so many football teams. I believe that that's why there's so many cheerleaders. And that's why when there's so many girls that come from Texas that come to LA trying to make it big, and then when they don't necessarily make it big as quick as they want to, they inevitably end up taking up a job in some form of dancing. And that is when they would come into my life. No, but there's like a very liberal sense from, I don't know what exact parts of Texas. I never really listened to the conversation all that much, but I remember the Texas and the tattooed Texas on the hips, on the ass, and the foot, like, just proud warrior women, you know what I mean? They just are built to God bless America, you know, red, white, and blue. But my rationale for that is because of the cheerleading and because of the football, you know. They use the cheerleaders, they're like flexible, they're dancers, and it's all about, you know, directional thrust, You know, when it comes to like manipulating the gorilla grip, you know, the cheerleaders have it all going on. So yeah, in LA anyway, it's I imagine, oh, maybe that's why Elon moved to Texas after all, is because Texas is the home of where he's got some of the best pussy. Fuck me, dude. That's what it is. Elon, it wasn't about the taxes or anything. He could have leveraged that shit if he wanted to. That's why Elon must move to Texas, is because it has the best fucking wop in all of the United States of America. There you go. Fuck, man. We took that trip together, you and I. And now all of us. God bless. If that makes the cut, Christ, I do need to pee, so you take over. You can be very grateful for what I just demonstrated. Thank you.
Okay, you're back. All right. So I'm going to replay that just a second. You can hear her harping about promises.
But now is the fucking time. I need to know if you're going to be there. I want promises. I told you that at the beginning of this conversation. I need promises. You're going to fucking be there. I need promises that this is TV. When it's hard too. This is something you'll fight for.
Hello?
She's
already cracking up.
She's so fixated on what she's owed too. She's one of those people that's probably in relationships, probably constantly keeping score, but she's so fixated on what she's owed and promises and everything. And it's like, lady, he's head over heels in love with you. If you could just be like a halfway civilized human being, you know, but because she has to be such a fucking animal, then she just has to ruin it. She just ruins it. But really, like, he's not going anywhere. She's all worried. You know, that's the typical thing with people who are borderline, is one of the things they're obsessed with being abandoned. They don't want to be abandoned. They're constantly like paranoid that people are going to abandon them. But then because of their behavior, because of the way they act, they end up pushing people away. So it's just like crazy, you know, self-perpetuating cycle. I need promises. I don't know.
No, she is like she just 3 sentences back. I felt it like, oh shit, she's amping up, you know, like she's just perpetually bombarding with threats and abuse, you know, like that's rough, man. That's rough to come home to. My third wife was just like, I'd come home from a 12-hour shift of work, and all I'd want is a meal and a shower. You know what I mean? Now, no poor worker kind of vibe here. I'm just saying it was what it was. That's what I wanted. You know what I mean? Shower and a meal. Keep it simple, Irish Paddy. You know what I mean? And the fucking women, like they like it. They can't, if they can't let it go, they can't let it go. If they're like lunatics, they're lunatics. Like her level of entitlement in these conversations, it's like, yes, she feels like she's owed the stars, moon, and the fucking sky. Like, I can only imagine what she thinks she has on Elon Musk, or what threats what threats she makes to Elon Musk. With Johnny Depp, though, you're 100% right. If she had just shut the fuck up, and like, do you know how much clout she could have had if she didn't do any of the TMZing or any of the calling the tabloids or selling photos of his fucking kids or setting them up every time they were left the fucking house? If the level of artistic credibility she'd have right now, you know, it's fucking ridiculous. She'd have just been Johnny Depp's wife. Oh my God, yeah, that's her in Aquaman. Oh my, like she could have been such a benefit. Like there's, well, oh, actually, maybe you could help explain that. What is it about somebody that has it all going on, but for some fucking reason feels that their voice has to be heard or must be heard? Like, what is that? That's the conflict with her, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that she probably grew up with a really abusive dad, based on what Jennifer Howell Whitney said. But I wonder if that, and Amber has talked before too about how her dad, growing up, her dad was very dismissive of her intelligence and was very chauvinistic or whatever. And I wonder if maybe that has made her really fixated now on people mistreating her, and I'm owed this, especially by a man. Or maybe she's just cold, maybe she's just cold-blooded, like you were saying.
You take that, so you take a lot of what she says, actually. Like, I think it's so funny that you call bullshit on some of her things, but like, just because she tells you that, like, oh, my father, this real sad, if not convenient story, and you take it at face value.
Well, that's what Whitney said to Jennifer Howell. I mean, and that could be bullshit too. But
exactly. Do you not think the whole thing could be just a big, like their whole life in LA is like, yo, shut the fuck up that we used to sell meth, okay?
That kind of pathology, though, I do think that kind of pathology has to come from some kind of sick parents, probably. And so I don't have a.
No, the father's a cowboy for sure, without question. The father's a fucking.
Was he kind of a dick though? To like, he was like drunk and was kind of a dick to that mechanic that Amber hit on, right?
Yeah, dude, the father's a fucking handful. He's a criminal, right? He has a record, correct?
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. He has a record. Like he's a he's a confidence man. What I believe in America is referred to as a con man. Okay. You know, he convinces people that he's a salesman of some sort, but the only thing he's selling is, you know, you to give him a check and him to leave, you know?
Right.
No, and there was something like with armed robbery, and there was something with vehicles. There was something with vehicles. There was like a something. I can't remember the details exactly, but no, he's a shady shit character. Look at the motherfucker.
I think the thing that you that you're getting at that is a really interesting question, and I never can answer it with people like this, is like when we're talking about like Amber Heard, or we're talking about people like her, like how much of it is some kind of just really cold-blooded game or manipulation, and how much of it is that they do like have this like these distorted feelings, but that there is some kind of like genuinely like. You know what I'm saying? I don't know like how much genuine feeling there is, or if they really are just like these cold-blooded, like manipulative terminators out there, just like identifying, you know, like who's a good target for me. It could be.
Well, you know what I mean? It wouldn't put it past me if the father maybe abused both the girls, or there was an uncle, or there was some sort of older man, okay? And her father being, you know, the kind of cowboy character, gunslinging, fucking dodging the law sort of dude, you know, leveraging person that he was, I'm sure that they had quite a number of morally bankrupt characters around them when they were teenage girls. So I don't doubt that there were some fucking serious moral ineptitudes forced upon them, you know. But the thing I think that everyone, including yourself, is giving them is a lot of credit for is like that, like, oh, they're cold-blooded and they're manipulative, because that kind of gives a bad rap for cold-blooded and manipulative people. I see, because like you could say that Jim Morrison was cold-blooded and manipulative. You know what I mean? You had Nietzsche, Rasputin, you know? Yeah. Let's say, for instance, like to me, I remember there were two brothers when I was growing up, and they were like in foster home, and there was a foster home like down the end of the street from where I lived. And these kids, these two brothers, one of them grew up, like they're just idiots, you know? So one of them grew up doing literal robberies, you know, and beating people up for money. If somebody owed you money, you'd give this guy money and he'd go beat them up and get the money, or like get the money and not beat the person up. But either way, the money was coming back and he was getting paid. They were the two things that were going to be happening in these transactions, okay? But the younger brother ended up somehow getting a modeling contract. Like he was a good looking guy. And then like, I remember him showing me the photos. Like he got an apartment and he saw me on the street one day and was like, look, I'm a model now. And he had this apartment and he showed me the wall of like pictures, and I'm like, fucking hell. And then he got married to a rich girl and like all this stuff. But it was just a matter of time. It was a ticking time bomb. You know what I mean? And it's not because there was any like real malice. It's just sometimes, you know, a bear shits in the wood, a fish swims in the water, and stupid people make big fucking mistakes. You know what I mean? They get themselves into situations they have no business belonging in, and they get nervous and they start spinning out. And eventually shit starts kicking off, bro. All right, for better or worse. And they either get it to a level where it's managed by those around them, or the whole thing falls apart and they get excommunicated, you know? But with these girls, that's what I look at, is that like they knew when they moved to LA or New York, they knew how to sell their monkeys, you know, and that's what they got to doing. And they did a good job at that. I mean, or they did a good enough job to get cast in fucking Rum Diaries, man. If she hadn't fucking been cast in that goddamn film, you would never know her. You know what I mean? Lana Del Rey. He should have married Lana Del Rey. Scarlett Johansson should have been cast in Rum Diaries. That's all. Okay.
It's
Okay.
sacred that neither of us throw out every fight. I can't be the only one that hold the promises. I was in Toronto and it fucked me over. I can't be the only one. You can't be the only one. If I split on you, all those times that I thought about doing it, we would not be here. And I stayed, and it's tougher. You know, that's stronger. I'm stronger.
Ugh.
It's easy.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
please. She's stronger. You know, like you're fucking me over. You know, like this Toronto thing where like she screams at some point that she doesn't want to fucking talk about. It fucked her over. Like she's just rewriting. I'm telling you, all he was trying to do was get laid. This poor fucking man. All he was trying to do was wet his goddamn wick in his fucking really expensive wife. Okay, are you kidding me? The bills this broad was ringing up. Yeah. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
No, it's great. It's so disgusting to me when she keeps calling herself strong too. This woman,
Jesus.
She has such an ego about herself. I'm strong.
No, but you know what the funny thing is that a strong lion doesn't need to roar.
Yeah.
It is easy to run away from problems. It is easy to take that out and say, well, that's the easiest. That's the safest. That's the safest way out. I'm not saying we should get in physical altercations. I never want to be in that. Never. But every time you don't you never work out anything. You can't run away.
They're like, wait, what was I saying? I did really good. I did really good. I hit 2 good lines there. Wait, fuck. What was I saying? Jesus.
I think she's about to freak out. Well, I kind of cut it off and back it up here, but jeez.
You can't. It's easy. It's not brave. It's not strong. In physical altercations. I never want to be in that. Never. But every time you don't like what I say and you fucking run away, we'll never work out anything. You can't run away every fight. You can't. It's easy. It's not brave. It's not strong. It's harder to say to somebody, I want to work this out. I want to face what I have. I want to face what you have. I want to work it out with you. You're not working it out. You're running away, and then you make me be the bigger person every day. You knock on the door and come to this house and say, hey, we're married. It's supposed to be sacred. Calm down.
I made you.
Yes, by default. If you're never the one to do it, one of us is.
God, I hate her little lectures. They're just so, I said earlier, they're so annoying. Yes, by default. And I think a little bit later is when she brings up the non sequiturs. She says you're making non sequiturs. No.
Oh my God. I hope, like, I'm a little worried for Johnny Depp. You know what I mean? Because like on some level, man, this guy's level of kink of masochism is uncharted. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
He's putting himself through this with this kind of woman and everything, right? Yeah, I agree. Well, he said like not to get all serious about it, but like he said that his mom caused him. He said physical pain, a lot of physical pain growing up, and that she abused him every day, beat him every day or something. I mean, so it's got to get your wires kind of crossed in your head if you're growing up with that. Oh man. I mean, that would drive me so crazy though, you know what? I'd almost rather someone physically hit me than lecture to me like Amber Heard does. Like I would rather just someone slap me.
I prefer neither. I just like to say I'd prefer neither. Okay. Thank you. Fuck. All right. Any girl or boy watching this, for Christ's sake, Jesus, Colin, we're not trying to get banned here, for Christ's sakes, all right? We're not going to get flagged, all right? Any children watching this thing, for Christ's sakes, all right? You don't accept anybody raising their voice to you, okay, or insulting you or hitting you, okay? Fuck's sake.
That would be like the worst for me, having to listen to that. Oh, fuck. All right, we'll let this.
I'd shoot her. Like, see, I like, he did it wrong, dude. This is what I'm saying. I'm worried about him because this is his kink. This might be Johnny Depp's kink.
Well, there was that like little snippet of like audio that Amber, I guess, leaked up where he's asking her to cut him, and so there's I think there's a kind of a
but listening to that sounded more like the lead up to it. The lead up to it had been like, I'm gonna cut you, and he had just started saying, yeah, well, fucking cut me then, cut me, come on, cut me, come on, tough guy, cut me, come on, I want you to cut me, come on. It sounded like there'd been a lot of a lead up to that point, and then she'd pressed record once he was saying that shit. That's my term, my idea of it.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I don't like this. I do recognize a side of animalisticness of like, oh, I'm letting her talk to me like this because I'm going to bang that ass once she shuts the fuck up and calms down a bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're all animals. We're all human. But no, this
doesn't seem to be like the thing that's kind of that sucks, I think, for him is that doesn't seem to be like where it ends up going. Like they almost like it sounds like maybe they're just exhausted maybe it started off that way. I get the feeling like by the end of this relationship cycle that they're just like tired of, like, he's exhausted, he's like tired of dealing with it. But I think that you're right, like there was definitely a lot of passion there wrapped up in that relationship around her temper. I think definitely, I think so, for sure. All right, listen more.
And I'm the one to do it every time. It means I'm the bigger person every time. It means I have to be the strong one. It means every time I have to fight for our relationship, and you get to be lazy. You get to be cowardly. I don't know what it is.
What are you here for? What do you need me for?
Once again, I am fighting for the relationship.
With a guy that you don't fucking trust or like? Why?
I did not say I didn't like you. I love you. You're my favorite person in the world.
Jesus Christ.
I remember what I said at the beginning. I'm sorry you feel like you can't imagine it, but I said
like some kind of crazy like schizophrenic thing, where she's like is like saying completely like opposite things every other phrase. Just like you're doing this, you're making me do that. I love you more than anything in the world.
This to you at the beginning of this conversation. I said you're my favorite person in the whole world. If you weren't the most magnetic, shiny, beautiful, interesting, dynamic person I had ever.
She's backing it up now. She realized, oh fuck, I offended him. Oh shit, I went too far. Okay, now I gotta fucking, where do I go? And then she starts just fucking cascade of compliments. You're magnetic. You're God. You're shiny.
What I think is really gross about that is that the adjectives, the compliments that she uses, they're really kind of like meaningless, sort of superficial things like magnetic and shiny. Like I know what she's trying to.
No, that's what she wants to be. It's what she'd take as a compliment.
Right. It's very very superficial, magnetic and shiny and all of that. It's I don't know. But yeah, you're right. That is what she wants.
You can magnetize the tip of my cock to her tonsils.
Oh my god!
So easy to walk away.
Family. This is such a family-friendly show.
From this bratty thing.
Children. Just somebody has to think of the children. All right, for Christ.
Yeah. Well, the sad thing is that the children are probably seeing all kinds of gangbangs and stuff, porn now anyway. So this is like kind of tame compared to what the children are probably watching. Okay.
Relationship
with a guy that you don't fucking trust or like. Why?
I did not say I didn't like you.
He's getting pissed off there.
I
don't see how.
I remember what I said at the beginning. I'm sorry you feel like you can't imagine it, but I said this to you at the beginning of this conversation. I said you're my favorite person in the whole world. If you weren't the most magnetic, shiny, beautiful, interesting, dynamic person I had ever met in my life, it would be so easy to walk away from this bratty thing that you do. Hear what I just said. I said I can't trust. I can't trust.
The way she does that. Did you hear what I just said? See, all the things that she described there were all things that Johnny Depp knows he is. You know, like sitting in that situation where they're saying blah 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 blah. You're this. You're just like. No, I know I am. I know. I don't need you to tell me that I am. Like these things, that is what it is. But it meant so much to her to say those things to him. When he doesn't acknowledge that, did you not just hear what I said? That she couldn't fucking take, bro, at all. Because that, to me, I remember that when the first time I heard it, I remember it hit hard. Because I was like, yeah, dude, because it doesn't mean shit to him. Because he knows all that already, but it meant the world to her to like, that's because just shows how a person like that mind's work is like. It is this tit for tat, tit for tat, tit for tat. Or what you're like, yeah, she probably blew or whatever, you know. I gave you a blowjob, now give me a Range Rover. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
That's not meaning you're untrustworthy. It means that we've created a situation, and I'm telling you what you do to create it too. We've created a situation in which there cannot, trust can't grow. It's like it's trampled every single time, and we need
trust can't grow. It's like this kind of like annoying pop psychology, you know, metaphors or whatever. Like she really is like he was dead on with the lesbian camp counselor thing. No offense to our lesbian audience, he was saying that I guess because, you know, she's bi, but this very sort of like annoying like camp counselor, school counselor vibe.
Your marriage. That's why I sat down. Do you not remember me sitting down at the very beginning of this conversation and saying just that to you? Saying, I know you got married for security and for safety. So did I.
We married the wrong woman for that. Didn't he? Poor guy.
Not get married because it was something that we're doing, you know, because it was something we could walk away. We wanted the foundation. No?
Yes, I wanted to make you my wife.
Yes, but you could just have me as your girlfriend.
The way she goes, yes.
You told me, and maybe you go back right now. Fine, okay, cool. Lie about that.
Oh, see the way she did it there? She goes, he makes a good point, and she just goes, yes, but, and just moves on immediately. I've been there for that whole thing there where many a time, you know what I mean? But you could have just, something that when she was explaining it, it meant a lot, you know? You know, it's supposed to be romantic. It's to mean something. And then he responds and it's like, okay, but that doesn't mean anything because, and now moving on to this, but you could have just had me as my girlfriend. Like, cause it meant and means fuck all to her. You know, it's just leverage, bro. It's just a fucking game.
Right. You're right. She really gives it away there. She really does. And she doesn't even realize. And I think there's a little bit later in the tape. Well, I think it's coming up. So we'll just listen to it. But
I don't know. You told me you wanted a foundation. You told me you wanted the security. You wanted the safety. You liked the foundation. At the beginning, you said, I really like having that. It feels safe. So don't argue with me when I say it now.
I'm not arguing with you.
She's just so mean too. Like my soul could not handle being around that level of meanness every day. Like she's don't argue with me. And the thing that gets me is that she knows they're recording this. And, you know, my inclination, I think most people's, is that if you know that you're going to be recording it to listen to later, someone's going to listen to later, you're going to try to be a little nicer just so that you come off better in the recording. And it's like, if this is how she's acting when she knows she's being recorded, my God, we know how crazy she is.
Sheer arrogance. Yeah. Very unbecoming for humankind. This fucking creature that we're listening to here, for Christ almighty.
Right.
She doesn't do it well. You know?
Right. Yeah. She doesn't wear it well. That's right.
Oh yeah, but you had to pick it apart.
By saying because I loved you and you're my wife, I wanted you to be my wife. That's picking it apart?
No.
How did I pick it apart?
I don't want to do this. I don't want to fight about a fight.
Oh, she's retreating.
Come up with a point. You can't answer it. You don't want, or suddenly you don't want to answer it.
What am I?
Good on you, Johnny Depp.
Because I don't want to fight about this new thing. No, I don't want to. Bitch.
Fuck you.
I said you wanted the safety and security, and you stopped me. You interrupted me.
No, he didn't. Fuck you.
What? Because I wanted to have you.
Stuttering, stammering whore.
I think it's coming up here. Hold on just 1 second, too. There's something like kind of big coming up here, I think.
Interrupt you. You asked me, right? You said right?
I meant you interjected. I meant you said. You said. How about that? See, now, is this better? I answered you. I addressed what you're saying. Now, can we please not fight about that?
Yeah. And I said, because I love you.
We missed something there. I think what's going to happen here is that he said, because I loved you, and she's going to play this game. She's going to pretend like he said that, like loved, like the past tense, and therefore he was.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do. Yeah.
I can just play it for a second.
No, but like that's a further testament to how stupid she is, because it's like, dude, you know, you're being a fucking
Ridiculous.
Right?
Ridiculous.
Like he could have just gone and been, all right, here, bro. You know, I said love. You know, I love you. I'm still married to you. All right, but this has been really unpleasant. Have a good night. Peace. You know.
Well, I think, I mean, God, I hate to sound like a broken record, but we know it was, we know he was replaying stuff with his own mom. I mean, they even look similar. You look at old pictures of the mom.
It doesn't mean you love me now. Try. Let's both try. If there's anger, if there's something fucking really, really fucking poking us in the ass, let's try. Try not to fucking fight. Try to address it without jumping down each other's throats, because all that's going to do is build a mountain of fucking resentment, some species of fucking hatred within the love.
He's I like how poetic he is. He has a kind of a way with the language. What did he say? Some species of poetic love or something, or no, what did he say anyway? But it was very well.
Some species of hate.
Yeah, that's right. It's just, and it's not pretentious like her. Like when she tries to be impressive with the linguistic stuff, it just comes off most of the time as like dumb and pretentious. But when he does it, it's very sort of natural,
Eloquent.
Yeah, for sure.
Eloquent. He's the way in his voice where he was saying, let's try. That is a man trying to defuse a bomb. All right. In that moment, he's Keanu Reeves in the film Speed underneath the bus with Sandra Bullock in his arms. All right. Trying to fucking, let's try. Both of us. Let's try. Okay. And if anything is poking either of us in the ass, let's say something. Let's say something. Let's have a comment. Holy fuck, man. Like the sex really had to have been mind-boggling good, What wonders has Johnny Depp seen? You know what I mean? Like, come on. Because, he's the best for the last 30 years. He's had the best stuff thrown at him from, like, if they can see him. You know what I mean? Johnny! Like, Jesus. Oh, my God. I'd throw her one. I would. Just to say I did. Just to say like, survived it. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I would too, actually.
My heart goes out to him. What a fucking lunatic, though. Christ.
Some of our viewers are going to disagree with us on that last one, but I am one of those who does see the appeal of Amber in terms of sexually. Some people like to say that, or they say that they don't think she's attractive or whatever, but anyway. Okay, so let's listen to some more of this.
How do you feel when I leave you?
Delighted. That's how he feels when she leaves. Fucking relieved. Okay. Fucking and wash of relief comes over me.
Okay.
So totally fucking mistrust because you say you don't trust me.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna get into some dead air time in a little while, and some stuff I'll fast forward through. But
oh, thank you.
Seems like it's one.
Yeah.
Wait, did she just give him Xanax?
I haven't even been able to have
she's trying. She's trying to give him Xanax. I guess she gave him.
Did she just say, I think you should take it because the last one just must have worn off, or something about it wearing off.
Yeah. She's trying to get him to take stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. You're giving me too much resistance, slave. Shut the fuck up and pay the bills.
Yeah. Sadly, I think that's pretty dead on.
In any real talking kind of speaking context, it's so long because anytime anything goes wrong, you split. Like it's your first thing. But I know I can't blame myself entirely for going straight to the fucking finish line, the first sign of stress yesterday.
She says this a couple of times in the recording.
She can't blame herself. She can't blame herself. Exactly. She really can't.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
And I don't mean to criticize.
Skip ahead.
I mean, you've given me this time as just being a normal human couple.
I just, man, I don't know though. Seriously, he was a really patient guy to put up with that for so many years. And I guess Tasia was too, or Tasha, or whatever her name is.
I'm telling you, man, she's got skills with her mouth. She's got skills with her mouth. Her tongue can do stuff. That's why the lesbian lover digs her, and that's why the men dig her, you know?
Maybe it is just that simple. I don't know.
Got them wisdom teeth removed, no tonsils.
And you never do it. You don't ever honor that. You leave me with way more anxiety, stress, anger, and resentment. But in Australia, for a few months, you were so.
So were you. It makes a difference.
We even talked about that. We spent 2. It's about you not allowing me.
Okay, so it's a bigger thing that's coming from back in Australia.
No, it's like Australia, we were allowed to fight. You can't sit here and tell me you don't feel things.
This seems to be like a pretty common critique for her, is that he doesn't allow her to be herself, which is fighting. And that's what she keeps saying, is like, I should be allowed to express myself, or allowed to fight.
Oh no, it's the weakest argument you can fucking make. But she's now in her court case, she's morphed because of Indy's recorded. She's saying, you're not allowing me to do this, you're not allowing me to do that. Even though in the recordings it's, you're not allowing me to be fucking physically abusive to you, my husband, my piece of property, you know? It's now morphed into, you weren't allowing me to wear sexy clothes, didn't let me have my own money, you know, you kept me chained up to the fucking kitchen sink, you know? Starved me of cocaine and Adderall for days on end. And you know, I don't like that, because I love both Adderall and cocaine and other men's dicks. So you starved me of all the things that I'm thirsty for. And for that, I must destroy you.
You got it. That's exactly, I think exactly it.
I can't voice them to you. If we say to each other, you can't get mad, and you can't be hurt by the other, then we're living in a fucking motherfucking fairy tale.
She's got quite the mouth on her.
I hate what she just said too. She said, basically she said, like, if we can't, if we're not allowed to get mad, then it's like we're living in like a motherfucking fairy tale. So in her mind, like the expectation of like peace in a marriage is so unrealistic. That's like a fairy tale. Like his request that she not like insult him and beat him and throw fits, that's him wanting to live in a motherfucking fairy tale. And yeah, she is very vulgar too. But
of course, nobody is able to and shouldn't hold shit in. But we can go to the other person. Say, look, man, I feel fucked. I feel shit. I feel this. I feel that. And then we can assess how you feel. Well, fuck, I guess, oh shit, I see what you mean. You know, I see what you mean. I get it. Or fucking, I don't understand what you're saying, and you're wrong, and you're the whatever.
But it's going to be the latter, and it's been the latter.
What a bitch.
Months now, where that's your reaction, is not ever admitting wrong, ever doing anything wrong, ever admitting it. You always go straight to you're wrong, fuck you kind of thing. You don't say fuck you all the time right away, but
yeah, thank you, you little tramp.
Like for months now, it's been, I can't voice any complaint. I can't say I'm feeling fucked over. I can't say I'm hurt. I can't say you fucked up. I can't be mad at you. I can't be hurt. Nothing. Because I'm the bad guy. Oh, well, I'm always fucking up. And, you know, like, you're always on me. And I'm always fucking up. And, you know, like, getting mad at me for being honest with you. We've had a million fights where I'm like, I was honest with you. I told you how I felt. If you were me, wouldn't you feel bad? Yeah. Okay, well, then, the fuck? We had these few months where we actually could even feel things and fight, and it was an argument. Even if I'm.
She says it again. We had a few months where we could feel things and fight. And this girl, she really wants to fight, and she brings it up it's really a pretty rare thing that someone will, especially a woman, will verbalize the desire to fight. I mean, most of the time people know, at least are aware that sounds fucked up, so they don't actually want to admit to that, even if they do. But she's just like proud of it. It's kind of like that thing that she's always, putting up on in her pictures with the middle finger. Like, she just loves to be a combative bitch, doesn't she?
Right, she is she is an idiot. Like, she just, like, yes, it's the thing as a woman that has worked for her for the longest time. So it's a big part of her identity, being a moderately attractive woman living in the American world. And, she can, it's sexy to have like a ballsy woman, a confident, ballsy woman that isn't afraid to get her hands dirty. But the thing about her is that she has so many other qualities that are just very unbecoming and unattractive, and in fact repulsive. I am, oh my god, like, she's just a nightmare. Like, how, like, you'd shoot her. If your son brought her home, you would spend a lot of money to get your son a different girlfriend. Like, Christ. Like, it would just be your worst nightmare. It's like, what, you guys are going where, to Spain for 3 weeks? What is trust fund? What? No, hang on. Come here. Fucking hell. That'd be shocking. This woman is not a role model for anybody.
That's the way of putting it. Yeah, that's good. All right.
I'm still trying to do it because I see the bigger picture. You lose the bigger picture every time.
Oh, he loses the bigger picture.
I'm so tired of her condescending. She is the most condescending. You lose the bigger, but you know what? She is being, like, in this instance, she's accurate, because Johnny Depp, poor guy, she was always like one step ahead of him. He did lose the bigger picture. He had no idea that this woman was a pathological liar who was just running circles around him and trying to bleed him for everything that he had. Oh my God.
You want to stay married to me, you need to figure out if you think you can. If you're going to lose sight of the bigger picture and only be my husband when it's easy, you're only going to be there for the ups, never the downs. You're only going to be there for health, not sickness. Every time it gets hard, you lose the big picture and you can't think about anything else but breaking up, divorce, fighting, splitting, running away.
He can't think of anything else besides breaking up, splitting. That's why he was with this woman for how many years?
Yeah, that's her. That's her own toxic existence. That's her admitting what her thought process. This is like what I was saying to somebody this the other day. That's like, just because you say something doesn't make it true. Okay, like, let's get into, if you really want to keep saying things like that, let's take it to a court of law and let the law or the judge decide what the interpretation of the language is. This is America, free speech. Fuck everybody. But with regards to Amber Heard, I just, like, she's just like, what was that last thing there? Just remind me. She's giving out to him about what?
Oh, she's saying, let's see, I might have lost the thread on the last one.
Splitting, running away. If you can't be the one to come around sometimes and see the bigger picture and know that it's not worth fighting for days, if you can't do that too, we need to walk away. I don't want to walk away. I don't want it anymore.
You're already threatening divorce.
Instigate the same thing.
I'm not talking about instigating. I'm talking about ending.
But ending, you don't.
I'm talking about ending.
Yeah, but you don't always do that.
He's laughing.
Never the one coming to me and saying, let's not fight.
Never the one saying, like, you can hear a little bit of a grin, right?
Yeah. When he says, like, but you don't always do that, Because I don't know if it's this tape or a different one, but there is one tape where it's like, you listen to it and you go, this woman thinks she's fucking Mother Teresa and Madonna rolled into one. And if you back it up a few minutes ago, she's fucking burning the house down with the most vile fucking language you can think of. She's fucking clinical. She is, Jesus.
And come just get into bed. Let's not go to bed mad like that. On the plane, it was me. In Toronto, it was me. It's always me.
On the plane here from Rio, you were losing your marbles. I'm the one who came to you and said, let's calm down, please calm down. And you were blaming me.
Think about it.
because your flight was going to get in late and you wouldn't be able to
think about it.
When he says that she was losing her marbles on the flight to Rio, I can only imagine how crazy that whole scene must have been. Because I mean, she's crazy here. She's crazy all the time. So like for him to say that she was losing her marbles, like that must have been like pretty.
No, and for her not to lose her, not for her not to call him out and go, fuck it, what do you fucking mean? For her to like know that she has to accept that, like,
yeah.
I haven't really got a leg to stand on there. I was losing my marbles that time, all right, you know?
She's got to be just, and you know, like there was that whole thing that Jennifer House said about how Whitney, her sister, that at a premiere one night, they're all dressed up, and Amber threw threw a glass of red wine at Whitney in the elevator. I mean, can you imagine? Like you're at this like classy premiere. There's important people around, and you're such a crazed animal that you're attacking your sister in the elevator. I mean, it's and what's with these celebrities in these elevators too? You know, you've got like Beyonce's sister and Jay-Z, and then Ray Rice things. Okay, we actually don't have that much left. It's we got about 10 minutes, but here we go.
I have time before your thing.
You ditched me last night, and I understand. How shitty that girl. Understand my part. I need to know what we need to do different. I need to know.
It's got to be done with your mind and your heart.
What do we do different if I have a problem? You need to tell me how to tell you different if I'm hurting you.
He's telling you, my God, you need to tell. It's like she's throwing up all these people do this, like these like roadblocks or these hoops. Like, well, if you
Qualifiers.
Yeah, exactly. If you tell me, that's what he's been trying to do, lady. God.
You need to let me be able to be mad. Sometimes you're gonna make me mad. I'm a human. I cannot live where it's like.
Well, then it's the same thing goes for me. Then you're gonna have to allow me to get mad.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, but I get mad and then you start fucking yelling.
I don't have to start yelling.
She does that. She does get tripped up sometimes. I like that.
I think I start yelling once it gets fucking heightened. I've gotten a lot better about that. It's just I only start yelling when it's fucking hour.
Well, not better about it. No, you have not. Okay, categorically, you have not gotten better.
Yeah, he's good for him. I mean, you know, he doesn't. He's hanging in there with her, but he's not like rolling over for her or whatever.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have had 3 physical fights in the last month and a half, 2 months.
Sorry about the yelling.
Let's both pay attention to how we talk to each other, to respect each other.
You know, I'm not going to do that all the time. Sometimes we're going to be shitty or whatever.
Of course not.
But we make a promise to each other about the rings and the divorce.
No rings, no divorce.
We promise each other.
And
We said I want so bad to feel like the marriage
I promise you.
worked so hard to make happen. It's like meaning.
Oh, God.
Making the wedding happen. Talk about the 4 years we've spent together.
Oh, he didn't like it either. Him and her wanted just a touch, and he can say whatever he wants to.
Yes, but I have those worked so hard to make happen. It's like meaningful.
Don't talk about making the wedding happen. Talk about the 4 years we've spent together, please.
You have anything you want to say on that? I can edit in because you went, or not.
No, just like, yeah, I mean, my third wife was like the biggest con of all my wives. And just like, yeah, when it comes to like making a wedding happen, after it took about 9 months to get away from when everything was settled and to get away from it, to go like, oh, fuck, she had that planned out from the start. Fuck.
What was she conning you for? Or what was she, what do you mean con? I'm curious.
It seemed like she just wanted to get married, to get a settlement, get a new apartment, fully furnished. You know what I mean? Because at the end, that's what she got. You know, like it all happened so fucking quick. Like it was such a whirlwind, like love bombardment kind of thing. It was just like, oh fuck. But you know, that's the LA con. There's fucking dudes getting taken for hundreds of grand, like willingly and unwillingly. You know what I mean? Like some hustler, there's always a hustle. You know what I mean? It's but yeah, no, you gotta hit some bad, take some bad hits to like succeed. I don't know. I can't think of anything witty with regards to that, but it sucked for fucking sure. But when they're crazy, it's just like nuts because they're nuts. Like the way she said, I worked so hard to make the wedding happen. Like it's like, yeah, you do. You have to because you've got a plan, bro. You know, like weddings and children aren't things that you should have to work hard for. They're just natural energies of life that flow, you know?
Yeah, that's really well put. It's like it should be this organic thing, not something that you're trying to make happen in her case, right? To get money or improve her career or whatever reasons. But
let's not be naive. Like there are arranged marriages in all parts of the world, but also in Hollywood, you know. But that's not what this was. This was.
Well, yeah, and on Johnny's side, I mean, poor Johnny, he thought it was legitimate. I just can't believe that she let that slip too. I mean, that just shows again, like where, like the level at which she's at, where she just she doesn't even notice that there's something wrong with saying that she was working so hard to make the wedding happen or whatever.
I have those 4 years, no matter what. But I fought for that wedding, and we had that wedding, a beautiful wedding. For what? If we don't, I want to like it means something. That there's some
trying to cry. She can't though. She's crap. She's trying to cry.
It means something, and it does mean something.
It doesn't mean something. I'm Johnny Depp.
I didn't get married to you, fucking. 17 more fights and it's fucking over with. We got married. I knew the fucking fights weren't going to stop, but I thought maybe.
Oh, Johnny.
Curb them a little.
I know that's really heartbreaking. You know, I knew they weren't going to stop, but I thought we could. He says, I thought we could curb them a little. I'm sure that his idea was that okay, this woman, a lot of these fights are coming from her sense of jealousy or insecurity. And so
no, that's what they tell you. That's what they convince you of. It's like, oh, I'm anxious because of the wedding. Oh, I'm anxious. It's like they're always anxious because of these things. They're, like I said, qualifiers. So they're training you to treat them like you're the relief of their qualifiers so that you become dependent on relieving them of their woes.
That's interesting. That's interesting.